Monitoring invertebrate pests. The monitoring of invertebrate pests is a critical aspect of integrated pest management, or IPM, in both agricultural and horticultural settings. It enables growers and pest management professionals to identify pest populations and implement timely control measures. This guide outlines various methods and techniques employed by agricultural professionals, pest control specialists, and researchers. These approaches help assess and track the presence and population levels of invertebrate pests effectively. Understanding and applying these monitoring techniques can significantly enhance your pest management strategies and help you contribute to the sustainability of agricultural practices. Methods of insect assessment. Visual inspection. This method involves carefully examining plants, soil, and other surfaces for the presence of insects, eggs, larvae, or other signs of infestation. It is fundamental for identifying specific pest species and evaluating their population levels. Sweep netting. Using a sweep net to collect insects from vegetation provides a quantitative sample of the insect community in a particular area. This method is particularly effective for capturing fast-moving insects that may be challenging to spot during visual inspections. Lastly, shaking insects off plants. Gently shaking plants over a collecting surface, such as a tray or sheet, can dislodge and capture insects that may be hidden or resting on the foliage. This technique is especially useful for identifying small, cryptic insects that might be missed during visual inspections. Sweep netting techniques. In this section, we will discuss the techniques for effective sweep netting, a valuable method for assessing insect populations. First, prepare the net. Ensure that the sweep net is in good condition, with a sturdy frame and a fine mesh bag. This preparation is crucial for effectively capturing and retaining small insects during your assessment. Next, you will sweep the vegetation. Gently sweep the net back and forth through the vegetation, ensuring you cover a representative area. Apply consistent pressure and maintain a steady pace to capture a diverse sample of the insect community. Finally, you will examine the contents. Carefully inspect the contents of the net, identifying and counting the captured insects. Record your data, noting the species, number, and any other relevant observations to ensure comprehensive monitoring. These sweep netting techniques can enhance your ability to monitor insect populations effectively. Let's delve deeper into the technique of shaking insects off plants. Preparation. Select the plants or foliage you want to sample and position a light-colored tray or sheet beneath them. This contrasting surface will help you see and collect the dislodged insects more easily. Next, shaking. Gently grasp the plant stem or branch and shake it vigorously, taking care not to damage the plant. This action will dislodge any insects resting on the leaves or stems, causing them to fall onto your collection surface. Finally, examination and identification. Carefully examine the collection tray, using a magnifying glass if necessary, to identify and count the insects that have been dislodged. Record your data, noting the species and population estimates to contribute to your monitoring efforts. Close examination for small insects. Let's delve into the techniques for closely examining small insects. Importance of thorough inspection. Many agricultural and horticultural pests are small in size, making them difficult to detect during routine visual inspections. A close and careful examination of plants, soil, and other surfaces is essential for identifying the presence of these tiny insects, such as aphids, thrips, and mites. Next, use of magnification. Utilizing magnifying tools, such as hand lenses or microscopes, can significantly aid in the identification and assessment of small insect pests. These tools allow for a detailed examination of the insect's physical characteristics, which is crucial for accurate species identification. Finally, targeted sampling. When focusing on small, cryptic insects, it's important to direct your inspection to areas of the plant or habitat where these pests are most likely to be found. This includes the undersides of leaves, stem crevices, or the soil surface. These close examination techniques can enhance your ability to monitor and manage insect populations effectively. Insect monitoring traps. In this section, we will explore various types of insect monitoring traps and their uses in pest management. Bucket traps. These plastic traps are a simple and effective method for monitoring insect populations. They typically use a bait or pheromone lure to attract target insects, which then fall into the bucket, allowing for easy counting and identification. Sticky traps. Often made of cardboard or plastic coated with a sticky adhesive, these traps capture insects that land on them. They are effective for monitoring a wide range of pests, including aphids, thrips, and whiteflies, providing valuable population data. Next, light traps. These traps utilize a light source to attract nocturnal or crepuscular insects such as moths and beetles. The collected insects are then identified, making these traps particularly useful for monitoring the presence and population dynamics of these pests. Finally, pheromone traps. These traps utilize species-specific sex pheromones to attract and capture target insect pests, such as certain moth species. They are instrumental in identifying the presence and timing of pest infestations, allowing for more targeted and efficient control measures. Expanding on bucket traps for insect monitoring, there are 3 steps to consider. Trap placement. It's essential to strategically position the bucket traps within the target area. Consider factors such as the preferred habitat and behavior of the target insects to enhance trap effectiveness. Bait preparation. Prepare the appropriate bait or pheromone lure to attract the desired insect species. Ensure that the bait is fresh and properly installed in the trap to maximize its effectiveness. Trap monitoring. Regularly inspect the traps and record the number and species of insects captured. This data is invaluable for tracking population trends and informing your pest management decisions. Light traps for insect monitoring. Let's explore the use of light traps for effective insect monitoring. Moth monitoring. Light traps are particularly effective for capturing and monitoring nocturnal moth species. These moths can be significant agricultural pests, such as cutworms and armyworms, making this monitoring crucial for pest management. Beetle monitoring. Many beetle species, including weevils and click beetles, are also attracted to light traps. This makes light traps a valuable tool for assessing the presence and abundance of these insect pests, aiding in effective pest management. Finally, fly monitoring. Light traps can be utilized to monitor various fly species, including fruit flies and house flies. These flies can be important pests or vectors of plant and animal diseases, highlighting the need for effective monitoring. Let's expand on sticky traps for insect monitoring. Trap placement. Sticky traps should be strategically positioned in areas where the target insects are likely to be found. This includes locations such as near infested plants, on the edges of fields, or in greenhouses to maximize their effectiveness. Trap maintenance. It's important to regularly inspect and replace the sticky traps, as the adhesive can become less effective over time or may be covered in dust and debris. Regular maintenance ensures that the traps remain efficient in capturing pests. Data collection. After capturing insects, carefully examine the contents of the sticky traps. Identify the species and count the individuals to assess population levels and trends, which is vital for effective pest management. In this section, we will explore the use of pheromone traps for effective insect monitoring. Moth monitoring. Pheromone traps are particularly effective for capturing and monitoring nocturnal moth species, which can be significant agricultural pests, such as cutworms and armyworms. Beetle monitoring. Many beetle species, including weevils and click beetles, are attracted to these traps, making them a valuable tool for assessing the presence and abundance of these insect pests. Finally, fly monitoring. Pheromone traps can be utilized to monitor various fly species, including fruit flies and houseflies. These flies can be important pests or vectors of plant and animal diseases, highlighting the importance of effective monitoring. Employing pheromone traps for insect monitoring can enhance your pest management strategies and help you respond effectively to insect populations.